Hey everyone, and welcome back. In today's video, I wanted to talk all about soil. I have always been fascinated with soil. I've been digging in the dirt since I was a little kid. I used to collect slugs and worms for 10 cents a piece for my grandmother's compost. Also, I have been gardening a lot more these past few years and growing plants in my house, and I really love it and enjoy it. It's so much fun, brings me so much joy, and I encourage all of you to try planting some things. Another inspiration for this video, which I encourage everyone to watch, I've mentioned it in a lot of videos. It's a documentary on Netflix called Kiss the Ground. This documentary, it really brings me to tears pretty much every time I watch it, and it's just very moving and encouraging. In this video, I'm going to be talking about three things mainly. The first thing is going to be about why it's so important for our soil to be healthy and how it affects our health and the planet's health. The long-term effects of synthetic pesticides, insecticides, and fertilizers, and what you can do about this problem as an everyday consumer just like me. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into it. The health of our soils. Healthy soils are so important. Let me explain. Healthy soil contains aggregates that help it bind together, preventing erosion and runoff. It can hold more water so plants fare better in drought. It contains more bacteria and fungi that help plants fight diseases and pests. And healthy soils contain more minerals and nutrients that feed plants. And if we're eating those plants that have more nutrients, then we're gonna get those nutrients too, and nutrients just make us feel better. Soils play a key role in the carbon cycle, and hopefully you all know by now that there is way too much carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. It's actually gone up 50% since the Industrial Revolution, which is significant, and this is why global warming and climate change is a thing and going on. Plants absorb CO2 or carbon dioxide from the atmosphere through photosynthesis. This is passed to the ground when dead roots and leaves decompose. Carbon is the main component of soil organic matter and helps give soil its water retention capacity, its structure, and its fertility. Soil is like a safe home for carbon for everyone. It's where it needs to be. There are even theories and studies that say if we can fix our soil health and our soil problem, then we can fix this climate crisis, which I kind of believe to be true. But human activity like the Industrial Revolution and agriculture, the invention of the plow, the introduction and the use of pesticides, fertilizers, insecticides, which from my understanding are basically all chemicals, and actually pesticides were introduced after World War II as a quick fix to making plants and crops grow faster, and it was used as a chemical weapon. It's definitely not good for our soil or our health, like it can't be, right? By the 1970s, we actually lost a third of our topsoil, which is the most nutrient-dense soil on the planet. Our Earth is pretty much becoming like a desert land if we continue to do things in this way. It also affects our oceans, but I'm not gonna get into all of that. These harsh chemicals like pesticides, they can linger in our soils for decades, and it can be really hard to get rid of them. So it is so important that we stop using them and we go to more organic and regenerative agriculture. Regenerative agriculture is a crop rotation system where they grow complementary crops in the same fields, and they can maintain the quality of soil and even restore degraded soil. It's a pretty cool system, and they talk a lot about it in that documentary, Kiss the Ground. There are plenty of horrible health links to these chemicals and synthetic quick fixes used on our crops, like cancer, birth defects, immunotoxicity, reproductive harm, fertility issues, neurological and developmental toxicity. The list goes on and on and on. And it's really not okay for us to be eating the plants that are sprayed with these things or to be eating from the contaminated soil from these harsh chemicals. So now we kind of understand the importance of healthy soil, not only for our health as a human being, but also for the health of our planet. But what can we actually do about it? So the first thing is look for and shop for certified and good labels like organic foods. Some things that you buy are more important to buy organic, like certain fruits and vegetables, than others. I'll try to look for an article on that and link it in the description below. Also, I know they're trying to come up with a label for regenerative agriculture products, and they're really working on not letting greenwashing get in the way of that label. It's really hard for me to get into specifics of this because this is all pretty much local and depending on where you live. So do your research in your town where you can buy the most sustainably grown produce, and if you eat meat and dairy, those food sources as well. If you have a farm or a farm share or a farmer's market or somewhere you can buy locally grown, shop there instead. It's so important to be getting things locally. Composting is a huge thing that everybody should be doing, and we should be fighting to get local in our towns and cities. Please compost if it's accessible to you. It's so important. It can be gross, but I think if we start changing that mindset of this is actually really healthy for us, we can shift that gross concept that a lot of people have of compost. We do have a video on composting. I'll go ahead and link it somewhere up here and in the description below. Another thing you can do is, I've already mentioned it a little bit, is practice gardening or support afforestation in your area. Start digging in the dirt and getting connected with it and understanding where our food and our plants come from. I think that's so important. You can have a garden on your balcony, you can start herbs in your windowsill. If you have a little bit of yard, go for it. We do have a video all about gardening, and it is really important to practice organic methods of pest management and disease control. It can be really difficult, but try to do your research on it, and also you might need to test your soil. Another simple thing that everybody can do is stay on a designated path, whether it's biking or walking. If there's a sidewalk, walk on the sidewalk and don't cut through the grass. It's really important to keep things growing and things lush and the roots in the ground. Erosion is a real thing, and walking on things that aren't designated will contribute to that, even if it's just a little bit, because once you do it, then someone else does it, and then it becomes a lot of it. Another thing that's important is try to stay up to date about construction and changes in the land use in your area. These can greatly affect the quality of the soil. There are some questions you can ask, such as, do plants include enough green space? Is the nearby natural waterway affected? Does the planned building suit the soil? How will the area's soil properties be affected? And are sustainable construction materials being used? I think that's all I have for you all. If you have any other good suggestions for healthy soil and what you can do, please leave it in the comments below. If you have any questions, comments, again, in the comment section below. I will do my best to link everything, all of my resources, in the description below. If you liked this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, because we have lots of videos and we really do try our best to spread the word about sustainable living and the importance of it, and why it's not only important for the health of our planet, but the health of us as individuals and as humans. And if you want to even go a little bit further and donate on our Ko-fi page, I'll go ahead and link that in the description below for you. And yeah, I think that's it. Have a great day, night, evening, whatever it is you're at right now, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye!